Story County Supervisor, Story County, Iowa Supervisor Latifah Faisal is worried and wringing her Vienna sausage fingers about threats to Ross Wilburn. However, I'll stalemate you again. As Kenosha, how about these words, Latifah Faisal? As Kenosha, Wisconsin braces for possible violence in response to an upcoming verdict, this is a while back, of course, in the Kyle Rittenhouse case, Judge Bruce Schroeder is on alert for his personal safety and his children's after receiving death threats for his effort to conduct a fair trial. What about those words? Since words mean something. One message to the Kenosha County Circuit Court judge threatening his children vowed payback and warned that the teen who was on trial for murder won't live long if he is acquitted. One sent to court services manager Laura Yoakum in reference to Schroeder said, "Wow, way to name a white skinhead hothead to be a judge." He's a Democrat, by the way. No wonder they burned down your city. No wonder they burned down your city. I guess that's okay. People, if you're burning down the city, you're just supposed to sit back in your house and just take it. Another email obtained exclusively by dailymail.com addressed, "Your Honor," reads, "I didn't know that under your black robes of justice you wear a white robe of the Klan. There is no way a fair trial can be heard under your supervision. Better yet, resign." One email directly threatened the children of Schroeder, who is under 24-hour police guard. Apparently his words at the trial got some people butthurt, right, Latifah Faisal? Another email read, "So I can't call the wounded men victims, says your judge," and you'll have to forgive them for the poor grammar. They were probably educated in a public school in Wisconsin. "So I can't call the wounded men victims, says your judge. One day I hope his kids become victims to the most heinous homicide known to man, so he feels the pain. And we will call his kids not victims, but bleep and descendant of bleep family and father figure. Racist bleep God will pay you back for your statement." End of quote. Kyle Rittenhouse's lawyer, says he's getting so many death threats he can't use his cell phone. Mark Richards told Insider.com on Saturday that he can't count the number of death threats, noting it's too high. When the call started about 3 weeks ago, Richards said he could fluff off the threats, but the intensity ratcheted up after Rittenhouse's acquittal. "By the time I left the courthouse yesterday and started answering my phone, the first 3 calls were death threats, and I just quit answering my phone," Richards said. "I'm going through my emails. There are threatening emails too." Apparently Richards' words were a little too much for the Democrat Party and Black Lives Matter protesters. Latifah Faisal? He's getting threatening emails. What about those words, little fella? The problem for Democrats is that they know most gun-related homicides are handguns, not rifles or shotguns. They know much of it is black-on-black homicide, and those firearms were purchased on the black market. They know this. Their issue is that Americans are able to defend themselves. They do not want Americans being able to defend themselves, and here's what happens. Look what happened in Minneapolis last summer, where hundreds of buildings were burned, and even a precinct, Latifah Faisal, was burned down too. Were you complaining about that on Facebook? Look at what happened in Seattle, where a police precinct was also set ablaze. And for several weeks, several blocks of Seattle were basically annexed by lunatics. Want to drive your car down those streets you paid for with your fuel excise taxes? Too bad. Want to shop the merchants on those streets without being harassed? Too bad. I wonder if Latifah Faisal would say something if a similar chop zone was set up in a 6-block radius encompassing her residence. I would wager she would be screeching, rightly so, for the Story County Sheriff to come down there and do something about it. What if Martin Luther King Parkway in Des Moines was cordoned off by the Proud Boys, Latifah Faisal? Would you screech about it? The reason Portland has become Portland, Seattle is disintegrating into a drug-addled hellhole, and Minneapolis is on its way to becoming the next Baltimore, is because fear owns the day. People are afraid to push back against these lunatics, and the Democrat Party wants to export that same ideology to Iowa. It won't happen here. Latifah Faisal's convenient outrage has been stalemated again. Now she can take my challenge. See the link in the vid description. Related to the male 25 to 54 labor force participation rate and the black labor force participation rate under Biden versus Donald Trump. Methinks she will not take it, but she will do a little post where I'm outraged at this and you should vote Democrat now because somebody said something that was offensive or threatened somebody. She doesn't know much. Have a nice day, and don't thank me now.